Oh, it's the worst. That was the worst. I think honestly that was like one of the worst experiences of my life. And remember, I've been set on fire.
That's right.
And I truly mean it. And this is not bullshit. If I had to choose between being set on fire again or like
What?
Listen to me, or making a movie, like having that opportunity and having it go the way that went, where like the final product is that, I would go, torch me, dude. I'll get over it. I'll be okay.
Yeah. Wow. They want the fire story. You should tell the fire story.
Okay, all right. Yeah, okay. I wish I could find. Wait, are you friends with my old Facebook profile? Are you on Facebook?
Let me see.
Because I'm locked out of that Facebook profile, but the photos of it are on my old profile. Anyway, so it was Christmas 2008, right? It was actually right before Miss March came out. It was like we'd finished making the movie, and we were gonna go tour and everything in the new year. But for Christmas, me and my girlfriend at the time, and her sister and her sister's boyfriend, we all went on vacation to Tobago, which is this island off the coast of Trinidad, which is an island off the coast of Venezuela. So it's like down there in the south. And we rented this house, and it was really cool. And on Christmas Day, everything is shut down. I think we'd gotten there like one day before. So we were going to be there for like 10 days. So Christmas Day, everything's closed. We're like cruising around. No stores are open to sell us food or drink. It's like they take Christmas real serious down there. But we found this one gas station that was open. And we went in, and behind the counter, they sell punch-in rum, which is like basically Everclear. It's like 150 proof. It's like really powerful. And it was all they had. And I bought a bottle of it. And I remember asking the guys I bought it, I was like, is this good? And he was like, no. I was like, okay, all right, thank you. But it's, we wanted to get drunk. That's all we could do. So we bought the bottle of punch-in, and then we saw this dude selling fish on the side of the road. So we bought a fish, and we had this like grill at the house. So, we thought we were good to go. So we get back to the house. Mark is outside working with the grill. I'm sauteing the fish in the kitchen, and I look out on the porch, and he like can't get the grill to light. So I grab the bottle of rum. I pour some into the cap, pour the cap onto the coals, throw a match, fireball, it's okay. It's set. So, but we learned like this is like very flammable booze. So I'm back in the kitchen, and I'm sauteing the fish. I look out, and he has got the bottle, and he's going like throwing it, splashing it directly onto the flames, making fireballs, just like, whoo. And I go, stop, stop, stop. And I go running through the living room towards the porch. I'm like, stop. And as I'm running, he's kind of like walking in a circle around the grill doing this. And as I approach, he kind of reaches where he's aiming it towards me. And he goes like this. And the fire sucked up into the bottle, and it shot out like a flamethrower. And it hit me from like 7 feet away. But it hit me in the chest, and I went up in flames. So from my knees to the top of my head, I was like engulfed. And I went running back through the living room into the kitchen screaming. My girlfriend of 7 years at the time only knew it was me because of my height. That's how on fucking fire I was. I was like in Indiana Jones extra or some shit. So I threw myself on the ground, stop, drop, and roll, right? But it's a tile floor, so that like really doesn't fucking help. So I'm just like burning. Her sister grabbed one of those like big water jugs that was on top of the fridge, just turned it upside down, and like put me out. And I when the flames went out, I was steaming, and the skin of my hands was coming down in ribbons. My shirt had burned off. My track pants had burned like into my legs, so they were like plastic had melted into me. My face was like bubbling. I was fucked. I was just fucked. And I thought I was going to die. I was like, I don't know. Is this how I die? And like all of a sudden the door, I'm screaming. Everyone's standing over me like idiots. Like we don't know what to do. And the door kicks open, and this big, like black as night, bald man comes who I'd never seen, came rushing into the kitchen, scooped me up under his arms, and just like, we went like running out. He carried me out like a baby, threw me in the backseat of his car, got in the front, and just like we took off. He was a Canadian tourist who was staying at the house next door to us, heard me screaming, and just like ran over and was just like, I'm gonna help this dude. He just like took control. Oh, this guy's like my hero forever.
Do you still keep up with him?
No, but we didn't know where the hospital was, dude. We didn't know where the hospital was, so we're just driving around, and we'd come up to people on the side of the road, and he would like slow down, and I'm in the back screaming like a fucking stuck pig, and he'd be like, "Where's the hospital?" And more than one time, they would not answer him. They would look in the back and be like, "What happened to him?" And he's like, "No, dude, where's the hospital?" And they're like, "What's wrong with him?" It's like, "Get to the fucking hospital!" And it's like,
he's got a tummy ache.
It was crazy. Finally, we get to the hospital. He carries me inside. Dude, I'm telling you, there were fucking chickens inside the hospital running around. It was the craziest shit in the world, man. They took me in the back. I'd kind of stopped screaming at that point, and we were like in the waiting room, and they were like, wait over there. And I remember my girlfriend was like, scream. And I was like, ah! And so I just made such a noise. They like pulled me in the back. And then it was like one of those things like, have you ever, I guess you haven't, but like, when you're so severely injured, like they pulled off all my clothes in front of all these people. I was like totally naked in front of like Caitlin and her sister and the guy and all the doctors. And it like I didn't even care. There was like not even an ounce. It was like, I don't give a fuck. Like I'm dying here.
Yeah.
And then they just like hit me with morphine and then didn't do anything. And I was like, more morphine. And then they hit me with morphine again. And then I like woke up hours later in a bed, like upstairs.
Were you like panicked when you woke up?
No, I had so much morphine in me that I was like in a great mood. I was just like, oh man, I got set on fire. It was crazy. It was crazy. And then a weird thing happened. This is a long story. I'm sorry, but they brought Caitlin and her sister in to like come say hi to me up in this like room. By the way, they only have one room for the intensive care, so I'm in there with like all these other seriously injured, crazy people. And when Megan, her sister, saw all of my blabs and like because my skin was just bubbling and like huge softball-sized pus things, she fainted. And and we thought it was because I looked so grotesque. But when she fucking came to, she's like, "No, it wasn't. It was when I looked at your gore." She's like, "I remembered something I'd forgotten. I think I talked about this before." She's like, "I remembered something I had completely blocked out of my memory, like." When I was a little girl, I was walking, they grew up in D.C. She's like, I was walking down the street and a man jumped off of a building and committed suicide, landed right in front of me. And I saw it. And I'd forgotten that I'd ever seen that until I looked at you. And then that memory just like unlocked. And that's why I fainted. Is that fucking weird?
That's crazy.
Anyway.
Do you think she was just being nice and it was just she didn't want to tell you that you look
that
gross?
That would be the weirdest way to be nice. That was so awkward. I good thinking on that whole suicide story.
So when you're screaming, are you just screaming unintelligible, or are you like?
I was screaming unintelligible a lot, and then I remember Caitlin was in the back seat with me as we were going to the hospital. I remember being like, "Am I gonna die? Am I gonna die?" And she was like, "No, you're not gonna die." But my face was so burned. I was like, "Am I gonna be like disfigured? Will I ever work
like
again?"
I
did ask that, and I remember that she was like, "I don't think so."
Wow.
Yeah,
that's not great. And so you'd rather do that than make Miss March too.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Someone says, what happened to the guy that set you on fire? What was his?
Well, before I went out from the morphine, I'm actually proud of myself for this. I was like, get Mark in here. He was in the lobby. I was like, get Mark back here. So Mark came back and I was like, dude, it's okay. Like, don't beat yourself up for this. Like, this was a stupid mistake that had crazy consequences. And we're cool. I love Mark. He's awesome. Like
It's very nice.
Yeah, he was gonna fucking. He was like crying. He was so upset. I felt bad.
I think I would have let him sit with it for a while.
Well, yeah. So he says, "Do you have scars?" So I have 3rd degree on my stomach. So I have scars here. It kind of looks like oatmeal, and everywhere else is 2nd degree. So 2nd degree, if you take care of it, can heal. Totally fine. So I'm good. But if you saw my hands, I look like Freddy Krueger. Like it was crazy. You wouldn't believe it.
That's insane.
Yeah.